Canada exports most oil to U.S. while importing from abroad. Canada ranks fourth globally in oil production, outputting about 5 million barrels per day in 2024, behind Saudi Arabia, Russia, and the United States. Over 80% of production, approximately 4.3 million barrels per day, comes from Alberta's oil sands. Alberta's heavy, viscous crude requires dilution or heating for pipeline transport and contains high sulfur and metals, making it difficult and costly to refine compared to light crude. Eastern Canada, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, has high demand from dense populations and industry but is roughly 550 miles from Alberta production. Existing pipelines like Enbridge Mainline are at capacity and route through the United States. Building new eastbound pipelines faces high costs, estimated $25 billion plus, environmental opposition, and regulatory hurdles. Rail transport costs 3 times more than pipelines and carries safety risks, highlighted by the 2013 Lac Mégantic derailment that killed 47 people. Most refineries in eastern Canada were built decades ago for light crude from the North Sea and Middle East. Upgrading them for heavy oil requires billions per facility with long payback periods. As a result, Canada exports about 80 to 97% of its production, primarily heavy crude, to the United States, while importing around 500,000 barrels per day of crude and refined products from the U.S., Nigeria, and Saudi Arabia in 2023 to 2024. Western Canadian Select, WCS, heavy blend sells at a significant discount due to logistics constraints, costing Canada billions in lost revenue, estimated $19 billion in 2018 alone. Eastern refineries process imported light crude or U.S. refined products, increasing gasoline prices and dependence on U.S. markets. The Trans Mountain expansion, completed in 2024 at a cost of 34 billion Canadian dollars, up from initial 5.4 billion, increased capacity from 300,000 to nearly 900,000 barrels per day to the Pacific coast. Since May 2024, exports to Asia, primarily China, South Korea, India, Singapore, rose significantly, with about 48% of BC terminal exports going non-US in the first year. A proposed new standalone pipeline to Prince Rupert aims for about 1 million barrels per day dedicated to Pacific exports, potentially reducing U.S. dependence further. Eastern Canada still relies on imports, while Alberta's oil primarily generates revenue rather than domestic supply.